Hello shell buddies, welcome back to the Eshway Bijou channel and to the spring summer shell chasing series where we visit St. Augustine and shell at a bunch of places around that area and then go to the 10K Islands and check out some more. Today we're going to be checking out spots around the Matanzas Inlet.
He's alive. Little Nassau there. Look how upwardly pointing these spines are on these.
Literally just broke the cutest shell I found here. This video is being split into two parts. Part 3A, which is the actual shelling, and Part 3B, where we're going to go through cleanup on some of those crusty, cruddy conchs that we found the day before. Both videos are being released to YouTube at the exact same time so that you can watch this part and then the cleaning part if you're in with the series. If you just strictly want some cleaning tips or whatever, you can skip the shelling and head over to the 3B section to see some of the cleanup on some of these shells. There'll be a link at the end of 3A to take you right over to 3B so you can watch them in succession as well. So after all the adventures from yesterday, I was a little tired, and I needed a little bit of recovery time, and the tide was later anyway. We took some downtime. The club had a lunch planned. They went to a famous local seafood spot there, but as I cannot have shrimp or crab or lobster or that stuff, John and I decided to go to the Metro Diner, and then we ended up over here in Fort Matanzas with the intention that we're going to meet up with the group when everybody was done and our tide time was right and Paul was joining us. We had some time to kill, so we made an extra stop, an unplanned one. And we're actually checking things out around Fort Matanzas, which is close to where we're going to go shelling with Paul here in just a little bit. And as you come into the park, there's this up here. I don't know if you guys can see this. That's where this kind of monument and traffic circle is. If you go this way, that takes you to where the ferry goes out to the actual fort over here itself. But where we are right now is down here. See these little parking lots? Let me zoom that in a little bit. There's a spot here on this side, a spot here on this side, and a little spot here along the road. So we're right here. We're going to take a stroll and kill some time. The only trouble is this is actually bigger than you think it is. When you're driving around, you don't think it's this big. But it really is a little farther to go than we had time for because we only had about an hour to kill. Where we thought we were going to be shelling is around this area. But then we found out, no, we're not going here. We're actually going to be over here. I gotta be honest, my gut was saying this would have been a good place to shell, but we never quite made it to here to see if that was the actual case.
You're so pretty.
Yes, I will take you.
Oh, he is handsome.
Are you staying in St. Augustine?
Yes. We are. Yeah, our shell group is here, so
nice.
I always say hi to beach puppies. Yes. I always say hi to beach puppies, especially cute ones like you. Oh my goodness gracious, you're just the sweetest little thing. Look at them kisses. Oh.
It's a breeder in Olstein.
You're so pretty, Stetson. Yeah.
BJL.
South of here.
Oh, okay.
So he's a silver lab?
Yes.
Yeah, he's cute. Alright, so we're in an unusual spot, an unplanned spot. We're at a little boardwalk at where Fort Matanzas National Monument is, down by the bottom. The bridge is just to my left, and we're going to be going across that bridge in a little while, but we haven't, like 45 minutes to wait. I see that the water is very shallow, and there's a number of sandbars off to my left. You'll be able to see that here when I get to this little clearing. I can tilt the camera up. Alright, so interesting hangout spot. A mangrove here. Oh, don't see much for shells, but I wouldn't expect to right here necessarily, maybe further down. Let's see what we see here in the river. It's a lot more clear here than where we were yesterday. More of these crazy arcs. One of those crazy arcs. Doesn't seem to be much. You know what I do see, John?
What?
A lot of that coffee ground kind of stuff that I found the lentils in over at Key Raiden. There's a lot of that ground up plant material, coffee groundy stuff all over the beach further up. It drops steep though. In the water? I don't know. Pistachio shell. It's a pistachio. And there's the top of a little whelk right there. Bits and pieces. Yeah. What else is here? Little tiny things. Teeny little shells. Like this guy here. Little tiny crab claws. Pieces of shell. You know, since this is just one of those kill time sort of things, just checking on a hunch. Because this is close to where the bottom is. The tide would definitely move a lot here. You can see the rack lines, how steep up they go. Somebody's mad.
Okay, baby.
Ooh.
Look, we're in a puppy. Look. Oh.
There's a little Nassau shell.
Thank you. Sometimes.
He's alive. Little Nassau there.
Oh, this is fun. I've never found one of these guys alive before, and typically I usually find white ones, not ones with these stripes on them, but this is actually the more common form of the little bruised, aka mud Nassau, and they're called that because they live in the intertidal mud flats, and they're little carnivores that eat dead marine animals. Bet you wouldn't have guessed that either from something so small and cute.
That's pretty awesome. Try to get it out of my shadow here. Alright, buddy, nice to meet you. There's stuff in this mud. A lot of broken bits and pieces. And I bet you further down we go, the more there is. But we don't have that kind of time.
No.
So, that's the issue. Yeah, most of the shells that we have seen are occupied by, you know, hermit crabs. And there's little sinkholes here and there, kind of dotted in and around. What'd you find? That's tantalizing.
Now, my brain is still set on Gulf Coast here, guys, and I'm thinking what works on our coast would kind of be logical over here as well. Nope. All of our Gulf Coast logic counts for exactly over here on the East Coast. just gonna say it.
It's very shifty under your feet. The current pull is pretty strong, so. What's this? Seen a couple of these. Oh, these are pieces of those jackknife razors. That's cool. Hey, part of a jackknife razor clam. Nifty neato. It looks like there's stuff here, but it's very small. And then, you know, small pieces of much bigger broken things. Now let's just see if anything, you know, shows up in all this mud. Not really. A lot of arcs, a lot of coquinas. Is that a scallop or just a piece of one? Huh. It's an arc. Goodness gracious, there sure are a lot of arcs here. It's a little itty bitty tiny slipper. Big broken oyster piece there. A lot of plant material. Coquinas and oysters. And arcs. There's another coquina. I don't know what he is, but he looks cool. That's in the 4T pile. Too tiny to tell. It's weird because it seems like this should be such a good spot. Oh. Boy, much more stuff to look at here. Yeah, pieces of mud. And there are a few shells over here. Looks like oysters and little stuff. So yeah. This looks like maybe a fun spot to try out. Oh, it's smooshy. Boy, oh boy. Just dropping right in here. I hope we're not headed for a lot of this today.
Alright, I had to drop the audio out here on this little stretch, but I wanted to just show you this. This is the closest thing we're going to see to a shell pile at this particular location. And there is a bunch of little teeny tiny little clams that they're so small, they're, you know, what I said, 4Ts, too tiny to tell. I picked up a couple of them, not a lot of them. I had no idea what they were, but this was, again, the closest we saw to a shell pile. I had to turn the audio down because somebody's radio is playing in the background, and I'm going to get a copyright strike if I let it play through.
Not a coquina, not sure what. Coquina. Oh, there's a nice coquina there. Everything has this marvelous orange tone to it. Look at that. On all these pieces. Look at it on this guy here. Uh-oh. He broke. Aw.
Literally just broke the cutest shell I found here.
More of these crazy arcs. What do we got here? Good colors on that guy, though. Heck yeah. That's sweet. Just looking around here. Since there is so much of that black coffee groundy stuff. A lot of broken pieces of things, gosh. Big black oyster. He's cool. There's some of these arcs. Just check out these colors. This one's got a nice reddish brown going. And this is much more thin and much more delicate. I wonder what this actually is. Weird.
So we have like 10 different kinds of arcs here in Florida. Blood, transverse, ponderous, incongruous, eared, cut rib, mossy, turkey wing, white miniature, and red-brown arc. But the one that I'm holding here that we found at this location is going to be the incongruous. The incongruous arc has got this beautiful beaded little line detail on it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Thin and delicate, unlike the other arcs that we find around the state.
Some Titan acorn barnacles and some driftwood ahead of me though. I will take those. And a broken one piece. Broken oak piece. There's a piece of driftwood. And there's those big barnacles. A little clam of some kind. A couple of cool colored ones. And a conglomeration of coquinas of some sort. That's wild. Alright. A couple different weird things in my bag. I'm cool with that. Oh, another teasy piece.
So, we found a couple of pieces of angel wings, and we found that piece of whelk. I'm thinking to myself, where are they? Where are the lightning wells? Where are the angel wings? Why do we keep finding pieces and not the whole shells?
I have an angel wing.
A couple cool things here.
What'd you guys find in the water?
These. The barnacles?
The Titan acorns, yeah. I got a couple of those
What
guys.
are they called?
Titan acorn
Titan,
barnacles.
Yeah. Really cool. I got a couple others like that. This one's got a lot of stuff in it. I found one of them too. That's the one I found, I think.
Keep someone so close to finding angel wings, man.
I found a broken one, yep.
Keep coming close, but no cigar on these.
There's another one.
But I feel like we'd be closer if we went further down, but we don't have time right now.
Well, we're going down there. We're going to work our way down. I think we're going back to the car and driving over.
Yeah, we got to go across and back
Yeah.
a
We're gonna
ways.
head over there. There
So
we
I just gave John the signal to start coming back this way.
go. Yeah.
So I don't see him. Oh,
Just
there he
got
is
the
right
smoke
there.
signal. You got it?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
So what'd you find? Any
I
dark?
just found
Nice?
this, I forget the kind of art that they call them, cut line I think, but it's only found on,
Yeah.
it's only found
Not
on
a
this
ponderous,
coast.
right? They're
Yeah.
the black ones.
I found something that's way too thin to be an arc.
You like the mini things, don't you?
I do like looking for small stuff. Oh, I got a piece of a razor jackknife, razor clam too, which was cool.
Oh, yeah.
But feel that.
Razor clam.
Feel how fine and smooth and detailed that is. That is not surf one. I don't know what the deal is with that.
It's an art,
But
Very
he's so fragile though.
yeah.
I mean, like, that's like the other half of a zigzag.
Shells.
Oh yeah, there's lots of those here.
Well, they were at the other beach we were at.
So yeah, we found a cool piece of driftwood and a couple other things.
I put
And pieces of whelks, but no big ones.
Yeah, yeah. You guys see this piece of driftwood I found this morning where I was near the hotel, Airbnb. It looks like a woodpecker or a seahorse. A seahorse.
Make a seahorse out of it and enter it in the
He's
show.
like, give it to Amy. She'll make it into a seahorse thing.
Yeah,
You gotta see this thing.
it'll be a show entry.
Yeah, right.
Well, I don't know what time it is, but I figure it's about time to turn around. So,
Yeah.
since I move slower than you guys.
Oh, no, we heading down. We meet them down there.
Okay. Well, we'll follow you guys out. I'm not sure exactly where we're going, but show it to me on the map before we roll and I'll figure it out. Man, there's all this coffee groundy kind of material around here. I would have bet dwarf olives and little lentils. I would have bet you money they would have been here. No, lots of little tiny things, but not those tiny things. Alright. Saw something in there. Let's see what it was. A piece of a sand dollar. And piece of charcoal, I guess. Okay. John, oh, there it is. Yeah, tantalizing little pieces of things here. And it got better as we went down. I really think the bottom end of this place would be pretty cool. But we're on our way to someplace else. So I'll go back up that ramp, get back in my van. John and I will load up and we're going to feed you in another place in just a few minutes. Pretty little spot as the tide goes out. Not much for shells, but we couldn't go real far either because of time constraints. So we're all kind of heading back to the vehicles now to go on to the point we're supposed to really go to. Just thought it was a neat offbeat little spot though. And I imagine it gets better further down because I was already seeing bigger pieces. So I think the end of that might be pretty good. It's getting there, that's the issue.
Wasn't really a planned stop, didn't really have any expectations, found a few things, but I really wish in hindsight that we had spent more time there, because I think the further we went down, the better we could have done. So I really didn't feel like I had enough time to properly test my theory about where we were shelling. We had to meet up with our group and go on to the next spot, so we're headed that direction. Next, right over the bridge. We've crossed the bridge over the inlet, gone down a little ways, and then come back up to Helen Mellon Schmidt Park. And I think that little area is called like Rattlesnake Island or something like that. But anyway, we were in this kind of marshier area, expecting maybe to find some crown conchs.
Nice big pelican over there watching us.
We see roseate spoonbills out here.
Oh, I love roseate spoonbills. They're so pretty. All right, we are now at a little park here. And as you can see, it's a little muddy. We were told to expect a little gooey. Not sure how, not sure if I'm gonna want my boots or not. All right, yeah, it's a little muddy.
It'll be safer on the walker than us walking.
Walker shelling's great, I recommend it.
So the moisture man will kiss our toes for everything. This is a little chilly.
A little cool, yeah. All right.
You gonna make it?
I think so. Easier than yesterday. That was the sketchiest thing I've ever done for shelling.
That was wild.
This is nowhere near as deep.
Yeah, that was really easy.
Yeah, that's not bad. Squish, 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 squish. Got me. Look at that pelican came over there to watch that guy cast net. John and I are staying an extra day. And we are going to Ponte Vedra tomorrow. I actually thought the bottom of where we were at was going to be interesting. We took a look on that back side, didn't see a lot, but it got, you know, more chunky as we got down toward the bridge.
You want us to go back in there? You want?
I don't know. Is that where we're supposed to go?
We going back there? Let's go back up in there.
Okay.
You got it. Understood. All right, we're in Crown Conch zone, huh? Let's check it out. That's pretty cool. You got some egg casings here laid on this chunk of oysters.
Wow, these are the first Crown Conch egg casings that I've ever actually seen. How cool.
Egg casings.
Yeah.
More egg casings. That's rooted to the ground. I don't want to pull that out. They're probably viable, so.
That's beautiful.
There's some over there and there's some on this one. You want to see some egg casings? There's some right here. And there's some over on that little chunk of oysters on the right.
Egg casings.
Egg casings.
Yeah, they look like probably pear rope. Yeah.
There goes a Nassau with a hermit crab in it.
More turds piles like yesterday.
It's mucky. Mucky. He said don't go in there on the right, that is too soft.
Oh, not bad.
Oh, look, that's it.
It's very hard with dark water to know how deep any of this is.
Right.
Freaks me out a little bit.
And all the holes.
Well, the holes, I keep looking in to see if there's any shells in them.
Yeah.
Did we lose Paul?
Yeah, he went back because there was a straggler back there.
Oh no. Oh, Eleanor? No, she's coming.
Broken top off of a Crown Conch.
No, those two that are crossing the channel.
What's the plural now? Canthroseasons or canthrocide?
Tantalizing pieces.
The pieces of what? Egg casing?
Looks like the outer edge of a big crown. A big one.
Is it a big egg casing?
Oh, that was a piece of a Crown Conch, but I found egg casings back there a little ways. Dang, this is mucky. Not seeing much. Strange spot. I got a hinged little Van Heinings. And you got a live crown. Ooh, nice.
So much like yesterday when we were seeing a lot of live critters, this place is a lot like that, with the caveat that it's more like walking on an oil slick on this slippery, gooey mud that just sticks to your shoes. Really, really hard going, hard to keep balance, hard to keep from slipping. So this was actually tougher as far as physically, than being where we were yesterday at the other inlet and sandbar was.
Park over there.
So we don't know how deep that water is. How about you? I ain't finding much but oysters.
I ain't finding nothing, okay? Nothing but mud.
Here's a crown conch. A crown conch. Oh no, it's a rock snail. Got a hermit crab in them. But let's look at the colors. Oh, how beautiful. Lovely. Very nice.
Crab.
Oh, yeah, he does. But that isn't here right, though. Cool.
Piece of a moon.
Nice. What have we here? Ah. Got a little drill shell. Hermy in it. So how much farther are we supposed to go here? Because there is not much here.
He said we loop around and go back the other way, and then we'll go down the other side.
I found a tulip with a crab. Goodbye.
Geez, if we could have crossed here, we could have parked a lot closer.
Well, there's nothing down. This is a dead end.
Yeah.
I don't think enough nutrients from the water get down this far, so there's basically not much down.
Nope, nothing but oysters filter feeding away on. Ugh.
Nothing down here.
Not
Mm-mm.
really, no.
Nope. And it's slick as snot by the water too. Really, really slippery.
Yes, it is. Everybody get their buckets filled.
I got my shoes full of mud.
I'm thinking,
I'm out.
let's go back to the van. Let's go over to Anastasia on the Atlantic side.
Yep.
I can't do any more mud walking, man. My back can't take it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Well, I got another trick up my sleeve.
What's the trick?
It's the other end of the Summerhaven River. It's less than a mile south of here. We can get back on the road, and I will take you to another spot where.
Is there plenty of parking?
There
We
should
got
be
a lot of-
plenty. Yeah, there should be
okay.
pretty good parking. Yep. And we can check that area out. I'm not thoroughly convinced that this area here is done yet because the tide is still going out. But it doesn't look as though today is going to be very accommodating to us. It's a shame because the last time I came there was a lot of good stuff.
Oh, it's hit or miss.
Hit or miss.
You never know.
No, you never know. We can come back tomorrow and there could be stuff.
it all.
So if you guys are
Beaches around here on the ocean have shell piles.
no such puppy.
Down like
No.
Yeah, no, you don't get shell piles around here.
Totally
I have a
different
blister.
thing here, unfortunately.
Agitating.
But if you guys are up for it, we can go back to the cars and we'll just get in and drive about less than a mile south, and there'll be another area of interest.
On the left, I mean on the right.
Any idea where Gary and
The left,
They're
the ocean
way
side.
over there.
The ocean side.
Correct.
Okay.
Is there anything at the monument? Sally can text me. Go in there and look on the beach.
I've never found anything back in there. We could try it if you wanted to, but I would recommend, history being what it is, that we go to that spot down there. Yeah, I found beautiful crown conchs down there. I've found fighting conchs. I've found, well,
Fighting conchs we have an abundance of on our coast. They're everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah, but they're a lot prettier over here. They're amazing.
amazing here. They're pointy and spiky here, more so maybe than you guys's, but I don't know. It's a toss-up. They're all fabulous.
Okay. Paul's kind of telling us that it doesn't look like it's going to happen here, but he's got a backup location that he wants to take people to, about a mile south of here. But in speaking with him, we find out that it's another inlet area kind of like this. Again, the conditions are going to be slick and muddy and gooey and tough going. With my mobility issues and back problems and John's trouble with his knees, we both kind of decided that this is not good for us physically. So we're going to head back to the car and strike out on our own, but we're going to enjoy the rest of the walk with these guys.
Where do the angel wings hide? I found so many pieces of them around here, but I haven't found a whole one anywhere.
No, I haven't either. I think they're offshore.
And I found a big piece of one at that place where we stopped over by, no, today, where we stopped. Yeah, I found a chunk of one. But I'm like, where are they? Because their chunks are very present.
Who left a moon snail?
You got a seraph.
Yeah, and what's that? Go ahead, I'm more. This is my favorite.
You got a moon?
I got a moon. I call it cat eyes. I got a moon.
Oh, nice. This little moon snail. There's a lot of physical pain for not much payout for me here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If I was hitting it and I was finding all kinds of cool stuff, that'd be cool, but
If I found a whole angel wing, it'd be worth it.
And then I get rid
But
of
it ain't worth the pain.
yeah, physically this has been pretty demanding this last 2 days. Live?
Pull them out.
Whoa, that's a big boy. Wow, he is big.
Look how big.
Nice. Big critter, big critter.
Yeah, big one.
Now at this point, we're heading back to the cars. So we're getting a little closer to where we crossed through that water to get here. That was about knee deep. And some live critters kind of started showing up, especially live crown conchs.
There's a crown. Pretty big old live one.
Yes, indeed. Now look how upwardly pointing these spines are on these shells too. That's quite lovely. And cleaned up. Look at the color on this. It would be a beautiful, beautiful shell. But this is a critter still in it. Where did it come from? All right. I'll put you back, creature. Kind of like coming to Fort DeSoto. North end in the middle where it's all kind of was hoping we would see some whelks. That kind of didn't work out. That's a marsh periwinkle. That I recognize. That's a pretty shell. And he's probably the nicest thing we found here. By much here.
So a weird little spot to come shelling. We didn't find a lot. We're physically beat up, and it's time to get back to the parking lot. Now, by the time we get back to the van, I'm pretty beat up. I'm pretty tired, and I just know I can't do any more slick surface mud stuff, and neither can John. So we're gonna go look for something slightly more sandy. Somebody in a little bit physically better shape than me probably would have gone right back to that gut feeling place we stopped at the top of the inlet, just below the fort. But we also had heard Anastasia Island had good shelling too, so we tried taking off and going to Anastasia Island State Park next.
And now we're at Anastasia Island Park, checking out the pink sand. And there's more busted shell pieces here on this beach than I think we've seen total in the last few places we've been. That's a little pounded up stuff, but I want to see a little closer to the water what it looks like. There's a red flag warning here for riptide and a purple flag warning for stinging marine animals. Jellyfish, man-o'-wars, and what was the other one? Oh, I forget. Oh, stingrays, that's right.
Purple marine flag warnings aren't something that we're used to seeing all that often here on our coast, unless there's a jellyfish blowing of some sort. We don't get that often. But apparently in the springtime on the northeastern Florida coast, you will find a lot of Portuguese man-o'-wars. That was the reason for the purple flag marine warning. While we don't see a bunch of them here, we are going to see a bunch of them when we go up to Michler's Landing and meet with Roxanne on part 4 of this trip.
So they have it marked not to swim. Alright, so this looks like the high tide mark here. Seaweed and twigs. Ah, nice. A lot of seaweed. Really can smell it pretty pungently here. So much louder than home, wow. Piles of seaweed, but nothing mixed up with it at all. Just piles of seaweed, but nothing mixed in it. No. Alright, well, at least I'll be able to rinse my feet. That's a little better. I don't see a shell at all here. I mean, maybe we would have to go up farther or go down farther. I don't know. We're kind of in the middle here. But I don't see anything shell-wise, that's for sure. Pieces, that's it. Huh?
A couple of coquinas.
Just little broken pieces of things and little coquina shells, pretty much. Well, alright, we don't have to stay. I guess we could say we've been here and roll on up and get some dinner.
How far do we have to go?
A long damn way that I ain't gonna make it right now. That's for sure. Yeah, that's not happening. Nope, 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 nope. Well, okay, we came, we saw, we leave.
Oh, this is so much walking for no shells. All right, that's it. 3 stops, 3 strikes. Psst, that's my day. I'm done right now. Mentally, physically, done. But we have one more day in St. Augustine. And since we didn't find a lot today, I think the next thing I should show you is the cleanup on those nasty, crusty buggers we got over in the fluff mud the day before. Only I shot this while I was at home, not while we were in St. Augustine, because I didn't have all my tools with me. So let's take a look at the before and after on some of those grimy, algae-covered, mud-covered shells that we found. You're going to see how beautiful some of them actually were. Okay, this is where we're going to stop here on 3A, the shelling part of Fort Matanzas. If you want to go ahead and see the next section where we're going to clean some of those Matanzas Island guys up, check right up here for a link to that video next, and I'll see you over there.